Right, hello everybody. I'm going to show you how you can publish your game two different ways. One of those ways is going to be through an exe file, and then the other is going to be through the Unity Play website. So the first thing you're going to do once you have your game kind of how you want it is you're going to go up to File, and then you're going to see this Build Profile section. So if I click it, you're going to see the first thing is that I have my scene list, which is right here. So this seems to be everything that I would want in the scene. Now, again, if I wanted to change the order, which I kind of do, I'm going to move my main scene up here, my secondary scene here. And once I have everything kind of how I want this to be ordered, if I go to my Windows folder, you're going to see that I have a few different options here, which is build and run and also build. So the easiest thing to do, since I'm going to publish this to both places, is I'm going to go to build, and you're going to see I have all of these folders here. But what I want to do is also make a folder called builds. And the next thing is after I've done this, you'll see that there's nothing in here, of course. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this folder. I'm going to hit select, and then it's going to start to build. Now it does take a little bit of time. So just be patient while it's kind of compiling this. And next I'll show you what it looks like once it's finished. Right, so once my folder has compiled, you can see that it's running a little bit slowly, but it's going to have an entire section which will look like this. So this will be all of the information for the game. This is the exe file that's right here. So again, if I double click it, I'll be able to play the game in here. It's going to start with my main scene. I can hit play, and there we go. So everything is good there. And again, if I look at my folder within Unity, it's going to have this builds folder. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do since it's here is since I'm in this section, I'm going to make a folder, and I'm just going to call it WebGL. And I'll show you why in a second. So after I have made this folder, since I've built this exe file, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my web folder and switch platforms. Now, one thing that sometimes occurs is if you have not installed this through here, you might have to go through the Unity Hub, but you'll see an icon kind of in the middle here. And I'm going to go ahead and switch the platform. You'll see that it'll take a second to load up. And once it switches, it's going to do something pretty similar, which is it's going to ask me for where I want to publish this WebGL. So that's why I made another folder in my builds. So you could kind of see both options. And I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. All right, and this is what it will look like. So again, everything is basically the same. Now, the difference here is I'm going to also click build and run. And again, I'm going to go into my builds folder, and then the one that I want to pick is the one that's called WebGL. I'm going to hit select folder. So once it compiles, and it does take somewhere around 10 minutes, so you do have to be a little bit patient with it. But what will happen is it's going to compile. Once it runs, you'll see everything. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Unity Play, and you're going to sign in with your account. So mine looks like this. And you can see it says upload. So once you log in and you click upload, now what it's going to ask you for is the zip file. Okay. So you're going to have to find that file where it compiled, usually under the builds profiles. So I'll find that, and then I will show you what it would look like, how you compress it, everything. Okay, so you can see here I have this WebGL file, but remember it's asking for a zip file. So if you go in here, it has all of the things that you need, but it needs to be a zip file. So it can't be just in your general like builds folder right here. You want to go in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to hit compress, or I'm going to hit to move it into one of those files. So you'll see here it says send to, and I'm going to do compressed zip folder. And again, sometimes this does take a little bit of time, so just be patient while it loads. I'm going to try it again. I don't think that works for some reason. There it goes. And then you will see, or you should see, a compressed folder that will appear, which is what you would be uploading to Unity Play. All right, so here is all of the stuff that I have for my WebGL build. And so when I go to the website here, you can see like I'll hit cancel here. And the nice thing that I can do is I can actually just take this from my links here and drag it in like this, and then it will start to upload. Now, after it does all of that, it does take again a little bit, and it's going to ask you for a title. So I can just call it FPS sample game. Um, and I could just make a really quick description. So I'll just call it the fully compiled FPS game. And you can pick a thumbnail or it just does one for you. I'm not going to do any of the mobile controls. And then you can also go in right here. So it has all of these different things. And I'm just going to put Unity micro game because sometimes that helps people find it. And then I'm going to hit save. And now that I have this, if I hit play, you'll see that you can play it online. So there it is. Again, ideally, if everything was working here, and it was, then I have it all set up.